I'm Todd Gilliland. I drive the Loves Travel Stops number 34 for Front Row Motorsports, and you're listening to KUCU 916 radio station Sacramento, live on 365.com.
Hey, you're listening to KUCU 916 radio station Sacramento on live365.com, and we got a treat for you. We have NASCAR driver number 34 for Front Row Motorsports, Todd Gilliland. Hey, how's it going today, man?
It's going really good. Yeah, it's fun to be up in Northern California and ready to get to Sonoma this weekend.
Yeah, you got to love the weather, man. How was that race in San Diego this weekend? Wasn't that a treat to do?
It was, yeah. The whole experience was just super fun. For us, it's cool to, go to these normal, historic racetracks, but at the same time, it's super fun to change it up and do a completely new venue, right? We went to Chicago for a couple of years. The street course was super fun there. And then, going to, an active military base and the naval base, Coronado is super fun. So, just gives a massive respect to all our military men and women. And just, I think NASCAR does a good job of honoring them week after week. But, it's just really cool to kind of bring the race to them.
Yeah, that was special for sure. You got Sonoma coming up, and did San Diego kind of get you used to at least riding on a road course before Sonoma? Did it help you a little bit to get a little bit of that out, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is pretty unique going to two road courses in a row for us, I feel like. I think, the San Diego street course was as difficult as any road course I've ever been on. So hopefully it makes Sonoma feel a little bit easier. I bet the whole field's going to be really on top of their game, to be honest. So, it should be fun. And like I said, I think you might see an even closer field than ever come to Sonoma here.
Yeah, speaking of Sonoma, we got that coming up here, the Sonoma Save Mart, Toyota Save Mart 350. And, man, you guys have speed. You've had speed at this track. I think a couple years you got in the top 10. That's a great, at least progression. How does it feel coming into here now and knowing you got a good team behind you, you got a little more speed behind you?
Yeah, I think, at the same time, we've been making some progress on our road course cars. Zane and I qualified 4th and 5th at San Diego, which for us was really, really good. Obviously there's, SVG and there's some just really good road course drivers. We'd like to put ourselves in that category, but, I don't think we're there yet. And we're just making steady progress, like you mentioned. That's the biggest thing for us that we're trying to just continue to do. And, we'll keep that progression up. I think you could see, hopefully some speed at Sonoma as well. For us, we just need to keep working on the longer run. I feel like we can unload and show speed, but kind of 5 to 10 laps into these runs on road courses is kind of where I start to struggle. So we'll keep working on it. Right, that's all you can do in this sport. It's week after week. Stacking the small wins, and like you mentioned, I definitely expect to be up there and at least at some point have top 10 speed, and hopefully that's at the right time at the end of the race.
Well, how does that, it's got to be encouraging, especially when you win a stage at Pocono. How does that feel in the car now, winning a stage in Cup? How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a little bit of strategy there. I think, obviously we pitted and we're able to run long on fuel, but it still feels good. I mean, our team had a plan, stuck to it, and everything went to plan and it worked out for us. So, I was proud of those guys. Obviously we're 25th in points, so we're not necessarily close to the chase cutoff, but points always help. And then for me, points really show kind of how you ran throughout the whole year. If you took advantage of opportunities along the way. And I think all those things are just like you mentioned a couple questions ago, just the small wins along the way. And hopefully that's the first of many stage wins.
Well, now there's no longer winning you're in. So now you kind of have to a little bit more strategy more this year, trying to get points for in stage wins. Because like you said, if you're not consistently there at the end, these stage wins really count now and can really help your team.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think, for a smaller team like us, I think the win you're in was probably, honestly our best chance at making the playoffs. But now I think it's just more of a pure, season long format, which I do think is better, for our sport, with the next gen car, how closely everyone runs. I think, even later into the deciding a champion. I think it'll be very, very close. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all shakes out, even around the chase cutoff line right now. It's extremely close. There's, I think from like 14th, all the way back to where I'm at is, 80 points or so, which can really swing very fast. So yeah, we need to, obviously get a lot of good runs under our belts, but I think anything's still very doable.
Well, you did very well in like the other classes. Did kind of with this new car, do those other classes help you at all in this new car?
Honestly, when I first hopped in the next gen car, I felt like it drove fairly similar to a truck. So, for me, I went straight from 5 years in trucks to the Cup car. Never ran an O'Reilly car at all. So, but yeah, I don't feel like I necessarily missed out on anything. Just with to keep mentioning how different the cars are. So, getting that mile and a half experience, the way the air reacts, aerodynamics, all that stuff on the trucks, I feel like is much more similar to the Cup car. So, yeah, I'm very thankful to have gotten into the next gen car, in that first year when everyone was on at least a little bit more of an even playing field and, kind of learn at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah. Now, what does it feel like coming to Sonoma and the $1 Million Challenge? And of course, I didn't see your matchup, but you're matched up against Daniel Suarez, and you got to be ready for the hype at least a little bit. At least you can get in there if you win, you go through the rounds, and it gets a little bit more interesting as you get through it. What do you think about that $1 Million Challenge?
Yeah, I think it's just really a cool way to bring a little bit of excitement, right? At this point, we've been racing for probably 20 weeks or 15 to 20 weeks, and obviously these summer races coming down to the chase is what, gets really, really important. So yeah, I think it'll be really cool. Obviously it is very interesting because, in the tournament, you're racing against one guy. In the grand scheme, you're racing against 35 other guys at the same time. So yeah, you just, you got to keep it in the back of your mind, but at the same time, right, there's only so much you can do. It's not like you're going to go out and necessarily take someone out for this thing, but yeah, you might have it in the back of your mind coming down to the end.
So do you watch a little bit more about the win of the race, or do you watch a little more about winning $1 million? Which one do you make a choice for when you're racing?
Well, hey, if you're going to win the race, you're going to be just fine in the challenge as well. So yeah, we're going for the best finish possible, and yeah, I think if we can do that to the best of our ability, I think we'll be just fine.
Great. This week you have a new sponsor on the car. You got Peak on the car as well. This coming in Sonoma, right? So explain that relationship. I know a lot of the Peak products and all that stuff are coming.
Yeah, it's cool to have Peak on the hood of our car, with Loves on the quarter panels, and a kind of a joint effort with Peak and Loves. So it's always fun to have those guys out. A lot of times they're on the car at Talladega and Sonoma. So a lot of fun racetracks that they're on board with, and yeah, obviously just all the great people at Loves. I think they're on our car for over half the races, and easy car to spot, and a beautiful paint scheme. So definitely super thankful to have both those guys on board.
Very cool. Now you're at Sonoma. Do you guys come up here and enjoy the wine country a little bit earlier? Do you how do you like these kind of races? Obviously, being in San Diego, you got to maybe enjoy it a little bit more, right?
Yeah. We went straight from San Diego up into Napa yesterday, and yeah, we're hanging out up here for the week. So yeah, beats going back and forth at least a little bit. It's a long trek across the country.
All right. Thanks, Todd. And